What's up YouTube, Saf here on Super Saf TV, and welcome to the detailed speed test between the OnePlus 5T and the Razer phone. Now, I was particularly interested to do this test because these two are some of the most powerful Android devices out there, both with the Snapdragon 835 and 8GB of RAM with a near stock Android experience. So as always, we'll be testing everything from the fingerprint scanner speed, to camera launch, to Geekbench scores, then to some regular apps, then lots of games, and finishing off with RAM management. Now, both devices have been updated to the latest software version available, which is Android version 7.1.1, and the Razer phone does have a high resolution, but I have switched it to 1080p to match that of the OnePlus 5T and make things as fair as possible. So starting off with the fingerprint scanner speed test, we've got fingerprint scanners in different positions here, but testing them out side by side, it's clear that the OnePlus 5T is faster. When you slow this down, you can see that we do have to press and hold the fingerprint scanner on the Razer phone. On the OnePlus 5T, it's simply a touch, and it's definitely one of the fastest, if not the fastest fingerprint scanner out there. Now for camera launch, that was pretty much the same if we slow this down. Yep, they both do seem to be exactly the same in terms of camera launch speed. Now looking at the Geekbench results, these two are almost the same. Very close results between these two, and that is kind of expected because of the similar internals. Now let's move on to the apps and games test. You can see that we've got no recent items open on either of the phones. And we're going to be starting off with Twitter, pretty much neck and neck there. Now let's move on to notifications. Almost the same once again. Instagram, very close, maybe a tad quicker on the OnePlus 5T. Opening up an image, yep, the same. Pages Manager, that was faster on the OnePlus 5T. I'm going to scroll down. And let's move on to YouTube. Now we are going to be finding a video that doesn't have any adverts. So here we have Rampage, the trailer, and that was exactly the same. Now let's move on to the games to see if there's more of a difference in games. You can see this timer here at the bottom, and that's going to tell us exactly how long each of these take to open up games. And Angry Birds 2 did load up ever so slightly quicker on the Razer phone, although we did have slightly different content loaded up on the OnePlus 5T. Now let's move on to the next game, Mario Run. This time it was quicker on the OnePlus 5T, but once again ever so slightly. Opening up the game on both. A split second quicker on the Razer phone. Now let's move on to the next game, which is Sonic Dash. Razer phone, but only ever so slightly. This test is very close, opening up the game, and ever so slightly on the Razer phone. Now let's move on to Temple Run 2. Razer phone again, and about a second later on the OnePlus 5T. We're going to play the game, and let's move on to the next one, which is Subway Surfers. And that was the Razer phone again, so the Razer phone is getting quite a few of the wins from the recent games. Now let's move on to Dead Trigger 2. Intro screen loads up fast on the Razer phone. Now we're going to play the game. And at this time the OnePlus 5T makes a comeback and loads up Dead Trigger 2 faster compared to the Razer phone. The Razer phone actually taking quite a few more seconds to load up the full game. This is quite interesting, and it may be because we have lots of other games open in the background. Now let's move on to Asphalt 8. OnePlus 5T again, interesting. Only ever so slightly later on the Razer phone. Now let's move on to Real Steel. This time it is the Razer phone, and the OnePlus 5T comes in just slightly later, loading up the game. Quicker on the OnePlus 5T, coming in a few seconds later on the Razer phone. So I'd say the results are very close so far. Now let's test out RAM management. Both of these do have 8GB of RAM, and Asphalt 8 is still open on both. Dead Trigger 2 still open on both. Subway Surfers, yep. We can resume the game here as well. Temple Run 2, absolutely fine. Sonic Dash 2, can resume the game again. Mario Run, in the same place. Angry Birds 2, still in the same place. YouTube, yep, where we left it. Pages Manager, in the same place we had scrolled down, so still there. Instagram, still on the image that I opened. And finally Twitter, in notifications where we left it. So there we have it guys, the detailed speed test between the OnePlus 5T and the Razer phone. I think it's safe to say that both devices are very fast, and we can call this a draw overall. I guess the results are kind of what we were expecting anyway, but it's definitely nice to see. What did you think of the results? Definitely drop me a comment below and let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me, it really does help me out. But if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe and switch on notifications. We've got lots more content coming up on here. Thanks for watching, this is Saf on Super Saf TV, and I'll see you next time.